Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a new session on learning how to start your Azure AI journey from 0 to 60 or from zero to hero, so to speak. And this session is basically targeting the people and new learners who want to start learning about AI. And to help you in this journey, I'm going to mostly focus on some of the Microsoft AI related services, tools, and learning resources and as well as AI 900, Azure AI Fundamentals exam and its exam material, which is publicly available. It's free, so you don't have to take the exam in order to learn it, but it's a good start. It's a structured way to learn. And I'm also going to share some demos how you can assess your AI knowledge based on certain free assessment tools so that you can guide your learning in a way that can get the maximum benefit out of it. This session is created for Global Azure 2025, especially the one that's done in cooperation with Give Me Cloud Talks that organized by Dwayne Natwick. And I want to say thank you for organizing this event. So I'm sharing my slide now. It should be visible to everyone. And let's kickstart today's session. So as I mentioned, our focus is going to help you to learn Azure AI from zero so that it's very introductory course where you can get a number of good introduction, a good introduction into the Azure AI core services and understand the AI 900 exam, and as well as get some practical tips, how you can, what are the parts of this exam and what you are expected to be examined about. Um, that's it. This is a small this is a slide that's described and speaks about me. My name is Elhan, and I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer, and since 2007, helping to upskill the students with Microsoft curriculum, and as well as I'm a Microsoft Azure MVP, and help um, with contribution to the community. Okay, I don't want to read all the things that are on this slide, but I would do really encourage everyone to get connected with me, and I can share some. You can find me on the X platform or Twitter X, depending how you want to call it, and you can also get connected with me on LinkedIn. I'm also here, so you're more than welcome to get connected with me. All right, that's it. Let's continue here and see what we are going to cover on today's session. As I already kind of alluded into that, we'll start with your Microsoft AI journey and how you can get started. Then we'll look into the what to expect from the AI 900 exam, what's there and what are the materials. Then we'll look into a different variety of learning resources in order to get you upskill on AI. And there would be a small demo about that at the end of the session where we can have a small Q&A. If you are actually watching this session on a YouTube channel, please put your comments and I will address them in a timely manner. All right, I hope you are all excited about this. Before diving into the first topic, let me talk a little about the company where I'm working on. I'm working for T-Rex Solutions LLC. It's a mid-sized company, and we are doing a number of different and challenging projects for our customers across the different broad of spectrum of customers that we have. We have very strong partnership with cloud solution providers, and if you use the Census Bureau and Census in 2020 in US. So that was something that our team has created and provided support end to end. So we have a number of open opportunities from time to time on our website. If you are interested and looking for mission critical, project where you want to show your best and help the customers, you are more than welcome to connect with me, as we are always looking for some bright engineers and cloud architects to join our team. Okay, without any overdue, let's start the session and look where you can start your Microsoft AI journey. Actually, there are a number of different ways where you can start that, and AI for beginners is something that probably will find a ton of material on the internet. But the biggest part here is that how you can structure that learning in a way that it can help you to grow your knowledge in a consistent way, and plus you can also put that in practice, right? One of the ways is actually trying to start with AI 900 certification course. That's really helpful because it provides you structured information starting from zero, and then it builds on top of it by introducing some of the fundamental way of Microsoft AI services. After that, you also want to focus on your role. So depending on your role, you may need to upskill yourself in different AI areas. For example, you might be a data engineer where you want to learn about AI tools and capabilities to enhance your day-to-day work, or you might be a data scientist, which you are already involved into models, and uh, you want to get into the next level of using the managed services offered by Microsoft AI services, or get more learning about Microsoft Azure AI Foundry, which is the platform where you can build those AI services. In addition to that, your environment also makes a big difference in terms of what you would like to learn. Depending on which cloud solution provider you are using, there are different set of tools you can use, and some of those tools can be reused across CSPs. If it is open source, especially, can reuse that tool and experiences. There's also some good resources where you can look at AI Learning Hub, which I'm going to share the link, which is basically a one-stop shop for learners to learn about AI uh, on Microsoft ecosystem. And as well as we have AI Learning Journey Assessment, where you can assess your current knowledge so that you can set up a straight path how to learn the things. All right, that said, I talked about AI 900, which is the Azure AI Fundamentals exam. Let's look into five main groups where your skills are measured in this exam. Within this group, we will cover high-level introduction into each of these exam objectives. First one here we have describing artificial intelligence workloads and considerations, which accounts approximately up to 15 to 20% of the exam questions. Then we have another uh, group where it's about describing fundamental principles of machine learning on Azure. Then we have another one that's focusing on features of computer vision workloads. And then we have another feature that solely focuses on NLP, which is the natural language processing workloads. And then we have another workload that's another area which is focusing on the features of generative AI workloads on Azure. In this session, I'm not going to cover, everything about these five topics. I'm going to cover them on a high level because you would need to have a deeper introduction into Azure AI services to cover everything. Generally speaking, AI 900 course is a day-long course where students are learning and getting accustomed with the Microsoft AI services on a high level, and as well as some practical exercises uh, to to practice their knowledge. Uh, you get more of first look. So in this session, you will get more of a first look into Microsoft AI solutions that are spanning across the Microsoft ecosystem to get a holistic view of AI solutions in Microsoft's portfolio of products. That's going to be the focus of today, and not, digging deeper into Azure AI 900 course, because that's a separate line. But you would get to know what's included here and what are the different ways you can start your AI learning journey. So speaking of the first point here, which is the describing Azure AI fundamentals and service resources. As you know, Azure AI itself is a cloud-based service, and like all Azure services, you need to create resources to use them. And here, the diagram on the right side here describes a Microsoft Azure environment, so to speak, which might be your subscription, right? Under the tenant, where you have resources that you provision, and under subscription, you have resource group. and then each resource under the resource group. Uh, and as you see, you may have multi-service resources as part of the resources that are getting deployed. And multi-service resources here are the resources that are created in Azure Portal that provides access to multiple Azure AI services with a single key and endpoint. And you use the resources of Azure AI Service when you need several AI services or you are exploring AI capabilities. So you use multi-services uh, when you are not, you know, when you are planning just to explore and you are not focused on single AI service. Because if you are doing the project and you are focused on one AI service for your specific solution, it's not recommended to provision multi-service resource. In a, of course, in a contrast to that, you have a single service resource where single service resource you can still do the same. You provision that from the Azure portal, but this time you get access and keys and endpoints to a single Azure AI service, such as, for example, speech service. You have a vision and language, different individual services, and each Azure AI service has a unique key and endpoint. And it's also helpful from perspective of billing. If you want to know how much that service costs you, you will have much better understanding. Again, to do the provisioning of service, we need to access the Azure Marketplace from where you can actually access them all. And that said, let's look at the second part here, with machine learning. As you know, this machine learning itself has its origins in statistics and mathematical modeling of data. And the fundamental idea of machine learning is to use data from past observations to predict unknown outcomes and values. So there are multiple types of machine learning, as you may see, and you must be applying the appropriate type of this machine learning depending on what you are trying to predict. A breakdown of common types of machine learning is shown in the diagram, which is part of this slide. So as you see, the mainly speaking here, we have two main parts. Let me take the highlighter. So we have supervised machine learning and unsupervised machine learning. And this supervised machine learning is a general term for machine learning algorithms in which the training data includes both feature values and non-label values. Supervised machine learning is used to train models by determining a relationship between the features and labels in the past observations. So that this way unknown labels can be predicted for features in future cases. Now, when we look at unsupervised machine learning, it involves training models using data that consists only of feature values without any unknown labels. Unsupervised machine learning algorithms determine relationship between the features of the observations in the training data. So usually, it's much easier to start with supervised machine learning, and then as you progress and you get uh, into the next level, you may consider another way of unsupervised machine learning to meet the goal of predicting the labels and advancing the solution that you are trying to solve for your customer. Next here, if you look at describe feature of computer vision workloads, there are a couple of them. First of all, let me see. So computer vision is uh, is built on the as you know, its computer vision itself is built on analysis and manipulation of numeric pixel values in images, and machine learning models are trained using a large volume of images to enable common computer vision scenarios, such as image classification. We have object detection, we have automated image tagging, we have OCR, which is the optical character recognition, and other ones. So computer vision plays very important role in this. Next here we have um, features of NLP workloads, right? Where NLP is the natural language processing. In order for computer systems to interpret the subject of a text in a similar way as humans do, that's where NLP comes in play. Uh, and this is the area within AI that deals with understanding the written or spoken language and responding in a similar kind to that. Text analysis describes the NLP process that extracts information from unstructured text. The first step in analyzing a corpus is to break it down into tokens. So when you have the basically any sentence, that sentence get processed into tokens, and usually tokens are, sentences which are the words within that sentence, or if you deep dive into that, it's close like 4 letters are more close to the token. Whenever you have the bigger words or longer words, they get into 2 tokens, and then training of that data happens. And then based on your language model, you get the desired output of your solution. As the state of the art of NLP, it's advancing every day so that the ability to train models that encapsulate this relationship between tokens has led to emergence of powerful language models. At the heart of these models is the encoding of language tokens as vectors, which is also multi-valued array of numbers known as embeddings. So the main part here is key phrase extraction, where from given sentence, in order to understand, the NLP is going to extract those keywords and then basically give responses based on summarization and understanding. And while doing this, tokenization plays very important role in this. Okay, that said, another big thing, as you already maybe using, it's the Gen AI, generative AI, right? And the workloads related to that. Generative AI itself actually describes a category of capabilities within AI that creates original content. So based on your narrative, based on your style, you can create a specific content that's created by the basically AI tool that you are using. These capabilities include different NLP inputs and returning appropriate responses in a variety of formats such as, natural language. They can also generate images. Those generative AI tools can also generate code and much more. So there are different models exist today with uh, which you can mostly understand and process the data using the Gen AI. Probably you heard about these general models that are considered into two, two categories. One of them is LLMs, right? Large language models, and there's also small language models or SLMs. And the quality of those responses that you are expecting from generative AI assistant not only depends on language model, but it also depends on the prompts, right? On that information that you provide to the Gen AI to generate content and information that you desire. Prompts are way that we can tell to the application what we need. And prompting and advancing your understanding how to ask generative AI proper questions is part of this prompt engineering. You can get the most useful completions by being explicit about the kind of response you want from the generative AI. And this is just example here on the slide. As you see, there's a prompt coming up here from, let me actually, okay. So here, as you see, we have prompt that's coming from the user. Then in this example, we are using Copilot, who is processing this initial information. And then it's using the LLM to generate the final response to the prompt, to the question summarization that have been asked to be done. All right, that's it. There are some applied skills that you can also learn, and I'm going to share this. There are applied skills, hands-on practices that you can uh, look to get some hands-on skills on generative AI and other AI solutions that Microsoft currently provides. To share that here, uh, so this is the site where you can do that. As you see, we have a number of AI related applied skills. So one of them that you may find interesting is we have this develop generative AI apps with Azure OpenAI and semantic kernel. You can also look into how you can develop solutions, AI solutions with Azure OpenAI service, and there are many more. So each of these uh, applied AI skills actually comes with the learning material that you are recommended to learn. And then once you are completed, you can start your assessment once you explore all the other applied skills. Okay, you would need to sign in order to be able to start this evaluation. All right, that said, I'm going to come back here to the slide. And next thing here is learning resources for AI 900 exam. So there are a multitude of resources, and I'm going to share the slides on the GitHub. Just check the descriptions of this YouTube video and you will find them. So namely, you need to start with MS learning modules, which are the core base of where you want to get informations. Then there are different tools that can help you to get ready for the exam, like exam simulator. You have also practice exam with the simulation that I highly recommend to look into that. Then you have AI Learning Hub. So AI Learning Hub and AI Learning Journey are very helpful resources. And for example, AI Learning Hub is for all the users who are just trying to find their way, what is there to explore to them as a developer, or maybe they are trying to learn more about Azure AI agents. You can come here, explore. You can also get registered and be part of this Microsoft AI Skill Fest that still continues till May 28th. And there are different options that you can explore here as a developer. You can also look at that from IT professional point of view and get some useful information. Next in here is AI learning journey. So this is a assessment that will take approximately 10 minutes, where you need to start your assessment and you will get a series of questions that you would respond based on your current knowledge. And then you can get directions in terms of which modules you would like to go and start. I tried to do one before, like this assessment approximately a couple days ago, and it was pretty good, offering some of the learning modules that I need to uh, focus on in order to be able to get the maximum value out of my learning. All right, that's it. Let's continue here. We have different demos are the part of this learning. You can look into machine learning demo. There's a face service demo. There's language understanding demo, part of the NLP, and we have also generative AI in Azure, exploring those services. Okay, so of course, when you are going to do these demos, you would need an Azure account and subscription that you can rely on. If you never used, uh, if you never registered for a free Azure account, you can do that. Here's a screenshot of it. There are more than 40 plus services, and you can always free of charge get registration. You'll have a 30-minute you will have a 30 days of time to use the credits that are offered, and after that you can use always free services by keeping your account on. Again, you are not going to be charged if you are not explicitly going to provide your credit card. uh, I showed you a demo about AI learning journey assessment. Again, I highly recommend you to do this assessment before starting your AI learning journey, especially with Microsoft AI tools and services that are currently available. We come to the section, or we came to the section of our session where it's all about Q&A. So if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the comments, or you can also use the YouTube channel comments where you can put your questions. Finally, I want to wrap up today's session. It was all about how you can get started learning AI and shape up your AI journey. And part of it is looking into AI 900 exam and getting ready for that exam by analyzing the material and looking into those five main areas where you are going to have your questions coming from. So first, again, we started by defining the AI journey, what it is. Everyone is coming from different perspective and how you can find a customized way where you can start your AI journey and make the progress. Then we looked into AI 900 exam objectives. What are the main groups of questions and subjects that you are expected to know? Next, we looked into learning resources that mostly cover the AI 900 and plus some other areas where you can upskill your AI learning. And finally, we had some quick demo or look into AI learning assessment where you can look and start doing that. And we also looked at AI Learning Hub where you have a number of resources that you can find it helpful in your AI journey. That said, I want to share next some of the QCR codes that you can use if you're on your mobile app. Namely, it's a Microsoft AI 900 exam details, the learning modules, and as well as the AI learning journey assessment that you can go and utilize at any time. Before jumping further, let me bring this site here again for AI 900. So I'm going to jump here to the site where we have AI 900 exam page. Okay. In this page, I will show you where you can actually look into those. If you click on Microsoft Azure AI Fundamentals here, you will end up in this page. And this is also shared in QCR codes, where under the course syllables, you'll have learning passes that you need to complete in order to get ready for the exam. In addition to that, I want to mention that on the exam page itself, there are a number of useful resources. And some of them that you don't want to miss is the experience demo, which will launch an environment where you will have this simulator, how the things will feel and look like when you are actually going to take the exam. This is very helpful. Next thing is the taking the practice assessment, where you will get approximately 50 questions. And I highly recommend to do both of these once you finish your learning modules and you feel ready to go for the exam. Um, okay, here's the registration for the exam that you can do. And these are the main things that I wanted to make sure you do not miss out. That said, we came to here's again a screenshots or uh, QR codes for those resources, some of them that I shared. Again, the previous resources that I shared here on learning resource for AI 900 exam, I highly recommend also to get the PDF, to get the slides from GitHub, which is going to be in the description of this video, and then click through these resources and get yourself familiar, and hopefully they will really help you in your starter new beginner journey of learning about AI. That said, I'm going to now jump to the end of the slides, right, where we had these QR codes if you want to scan them. And at the end of this session, I want to thank you, everyone, for joining today to learn and listen about how you can start your AI learning journey from 0 to 60, what are the resources, how you can get the benefit of AI 900 exam, which is the Azure AI Fundamentals exam, and as well as start exploring the Azure AI Hub, and as well as the Azure AI uh, learning assessment that could be very helpful in the beginning when you are trying to define your path of AI learning. Thank you, everyone. And again, please check and subscribe to the Cloud Marathoner YouTube channel. I also have the blog post. And, you know, let's keep in touch. Let's get connected on X platform and as well as on the LinkedIn. Have a great day, everyone. And let me know if you have any questions. Bye for now.